the second part of the session that we are going to be handling about financial management. Now, when you talk about financial management, what comes to your mind? Money. Money. So, yeah. When you talk about financial management, you know, somebody clears a advance and then comes and then you say, what did you do? I studied finance. Hey, you see this person come out and yes. Financial management. Now, we want first of all to deal with definitions about this particular topic, the subject, and then we'll come to see the objectives of financial management. What are the objectives? And also, what are the importance? Is it important to have this thing? And what are the important elements? And what are the tools that can be able to help us to be able to be relevant and also to have a better platform of financial management in our institutions and our organizations. So to begin with, I want us to deal with the definition part. And I want to begin with finance. What is finance? Finance is money. Yeah? Money. So would we say money management? Yeah? Finance. Cash money. Alright. Now, I don't want to take a lot of time in this one because I know the first subject we really took a lot of time. So this one we're going to spend a few minutes and then we're going to be done. This I've been actually addressing this matter. Probably even in the last one I think I spoke about that. I want to share again about that, but I want to be very short. I want to be very brief about this. So, according to somebody called Camp and Jay, finance is the art and science of managing money. It's not about money, but managing that money. Finance is the art, ujuzi, the art of managing money. And it includes financial services and financial instruments. It includes financial services and financial instruments. So the art of managing money. When it comes to art, people who do art, sana, are those who are gifted. You know, that is something like a talent, you can be able to do this. I'm an artist. Even those who are doing finance, they are also artists. You know? So it is an art. They say it is an art. That's according to Khan and Jay. It is an art of managing, art and science of managing money. It is also referred as the provision of money at the time when it is needed. I don't know what it is. Yeah, at the time when it is needed. What about when it comes at the time when you are not expecting it? It seems to be finance. Anyway, now according to Oxford Dictionary, the word finance connotes management of money. That's really the same idea. But now, this is another wrong. Webster's 9 New Collegiate Dictionary defines finance as the science or the study of the management of funds. And the management of funds as the system that includes the circulation of money, the granting of credit, the making of investments, and the provision of banking facilities. I think that is a bit wide and it captures probably almost every part of finance. So it defines finance as the science or the study. It is the science of the study of the management of funds. The science on the study of the management of funds, and the management of funds as the system that includes the circulation of money. Circulation of money. The granting of credit, the making of investments, and the provision of banking facilities. That is finance according to Webster Dictionary. Now, we come to, that was now finance. Now we come to financial function. Financial function. Financial function is the procurement of funds. So this one here is the management of money. But this one here is the function is the procurement of funds. Procurement of funds. So there is a difference when you talk about financial function, it means the procurement of those funds. Okay. And their effective utilization in business concerns. And their effective financial function, procurement of funds, and their effective utilization in business concern. In business concerns. So that is financial function. Okay. So then, what is then financial management? We've seen finance. We've also seen financial function, and now we come back to financial management. What is financial management? What is financial management? I asked about finance and the guy said it's money. Can you tell me now about what do you think about financial management? What is this? Controls. Financial, okay. Control of funds. Control of funds, okay. Who else can try? What is financial management?
How to handle money.
How to handle money. How to handle.
How best to handle money.
How best to handle money. Financial management. How best to handle money. Yes, but
Is planning,
yes.
controlling,
Yes.
directing,
Directing. Wonderful.
money.
All of you are correct, but putting together those things, all of you have just said almost the same thing. And it's not actually far from financial function. Financial management deals with procurement of funds and their effective utilization in the business. That is one. Secondly, it is also defined as the area or function in an organization which is concerned with profitability, expenses, cash and credit, so that the organization may have the means to carry out its objective as satisfactorily as possible. That's financial management. It has got everything about expenses, everything about those credits, everything about those. You control, you put it together, you are able now to run it, manage. So it concerns is concerned with the profitability, expenses, cash and credit, all those things are put together under financial management. Financial management. Therefore, what are the objectives? What are the objectives of this financial management? What are the objectives? Can somebody give me one objective of financial management? Yes?
Proper resource allocation.
Proper resource allocation, correct. Anyone else who wants to try? This can be as many years.
Timely achieving of the goals.
Wonderful. That's correct as well. These can be many. You can name as many as possible. So long as you have understood the concept, you have understood what it means to manage finances, you can go ahead and give quite a number of objectives. But I want to give us a few of those. But let me say this before I do that. that financial management in the modern business world provides a framework for pursuing synergy. It provides framework. It provides framework for pursuing synergy between the functional responsibilities in an organization. And it involves embracing flexible monetary policies. Now, this is a very key thing before we come to these objectives. It involves flexible monetary policies. Again, we are back to policies. Back to policies again. So it involves flexible monetary policies. So if you're managing finance, you've got to consider as well the monetary policies. What is the policy saying? How are we going to be able to move forward with the understanding of managing finance? So embracing flexible monetary policies, integrative financial systems, and strategic decision models capable of maximizing wealth generation. And as I told you before, when we were dealing with risk management, I told you the greatest and the main objective of risk management is wealth creation. So now, there is a relationship here because we are now talking about integrated financial systems and strategic decision models capable of maximizing wealth generation. So these policies are able to help us now to be able to rise from where we are, build ourselves up, and over time we are able to command financial base and we are able to build our wealth basis. You know, that's about financial management. And now, what are these objectives? Number one, I just want to give you a few of them. Number one is efficiency. Objective number one is efficiency. You want to manage finances well, there is need for efficiency, and that is very key. And how is that going to be? Financial management in the modern business world centers around maximizing efficiency in the acquisition and utilization of financial resources. So efficiency. That is number one, efficiency in the acquisition and utilization of financial resources. There is need for efficiency. How efficiently can you be able to acquire the finance, the resources financial resources that you want? The use of integrated financial systems and controls enable you to monitor and regulate the use of funds in your business. This is again building up to efficiency. The use of integrated financial system. This is again a system that comes in here. So the system that is there, we talked about involving monetary policy and systems there. Now, talking about this objective of efficiency, borrowing now from the system, you can be able to evaluate, you can be able to tell how things are. And you can be able to see tomorrow from today. That is efficiency. Integrated financial systems. The controls that are there can actually enable you to tell what is this, how are things. If somebody asks you a question right now, what do you think about the economy of Kenya right now? Sometimes news comes and we are doing very, very well in the economy. But we have a lot of details that we have borrowed. So this is a very important topic that we need to make sure that we capture very well. And the second objective is liquidity. Now, what do we understand liquidity? That's the another most important element as it regards objective. Liquidity. Now, without cash, if it's a circle, cannot be able to take loans without the flow of money. So we're talking about liquidity. To ensure you have enough cash at your disposal to support your business operations and strategies. Financial management facilitates the preparation of cash flow. Preparation of cash flow. Preparation of cash flow. There's somebody who mentioned something about this in relation to this. So it's about, making sure that there is cash at your disposal. And the reason for this cash at your disposal is so that the business operations, are not going to be down. At least you're in business. Now, financial management facilitates the preparation of cash flow, forecasts, and budgets. Because again, you talk about budget. Many times we do budgets in Kenya, and sometimes it is when people will say we are ambitious. That budget. I don't know where are we going to serve it. We talk about supplementary budget. We talk about all these things. What informs it? The objectives of financial management, the liquidity aspects. So this enables you to allocate your financial resources effectively and raise additional capital in good time whenever you experience funding shortfalls. And this is what we've always seen in Kenya. Hata sasa nadhani kuna pesa inaenda kuombwa mahali. So that people are not going to be stuck, at least there's going to be some cash flow. People are getting, Anyway, so the third one is profitability. That's another objective of financial. Because how can you tell whether you are making profit or you are making a loss? The moment you realize you're making a loss, you close the business and run as quickly as you can ever, But if you are able to track and know that you are making some profits, stay as much as you want to. But many times, without financial management, you cannot tell whether you are making a loss. There are people who build businesses and they don't even know whether they are making losses or they are making profits. They are just there in business. Many times it is important to be able to go down and articulate everything so that you tell whether you are okay, or you are taking yourself out of this. Now, when you go back in our villages, you go to a place some 40 years ago, were tycoons, they were commanding financial base, they were commanding the wealth generation, wealth economy in our villages. But when you go there right now, and every one of you can remember, can think of this. Go and remember that jirani wenu, yule mwenye alikuwa na shamba kubwa sana, ukifika saa hizi utapata tractor ya 19th century ilikufa kitambo, nyasi imemea kule. That is one sign of something that has lost, that has gone down, but nobody has ever known that it is a loss. Utapata some tracks zile zilikufa kitambo 1980s na siko tu hapo nini imemea kule, but nobody articulated ya kwamba hii kitu mpaka itakuwa dysfunctional. Some people engage in losses without knowing. And they used to do maybe 30, 40 acre farm, 200 acre farm, but nowadays they hardly do 10. And in fact they are reducing from maybe 5 when they are trying. And nobody has ever seen that as a loss. Farming is a business. So financial management is key. And this one will help you to track every bit of whatever it is that you're doing. Many times unalisha kuku na unasema, I'm really getting profit. But you don't calculate ile chakula unanunulia kuku, ile una-treat, whatever things you do, small things, you overlook. And you think you're in business. So one day you realize it may be overwhelmed. Because you do not understand the underlying factors. There are so many factors that you overlook. And now it is bringing you down. And you don't even see yourself going out of business because of a loss. You see yourself going out of business because you have lost the drive to be able to grow chicken. Now I want to go to Nguruwe. And the same thing will happen. Why? This lack of this. You bring Nguruwe and you sell moja 60,000, lakini before you say 60,000, imekula tu 120,000 more. And you have never calculated. I'm telling you. Could I be ministering to somebody here today? I'm telling you. So you need to calculate what kind of food is this animal feasting on. Don't be blind. Everything, hata kama ni msumari ya kuja kulipea nyumba yake, weka hapo chini 60 shillings. Do everything and then You know, right now, I asked my friend the other day, how much did it cost you to build this house? He told me, I don't even know. You have to track every single cent. At the end of the day, you are in the right records. So many people are taken out of business because they don't consider financial management as important. My brother did that the other day. I was asking him, how much did it cost you to do this? This is a very nice house. He said, I don't even know. I think I can estimate. How can you estimate what you did personally? Personally, you went to with a lorry, but you did not record. Now, guys in business have taken that assumption. They're just in business, but they don't track. You go and track your business and you realize you're making a loss. Close it as quickly as you can. Or before you close, conduct this. Do financial management and be able now to look into the future, look at the mechanisms, and then tell whether there is going to be hope for profit tomorrow, or you can close as quickly as you can.
Then what will you do after this?
It is about planning. How did you enter into this kind of business? Did you look at somebody else who is doing well in that business and then you wanted also to do the same? Or you were doing something that is in your heart? Let me tell you today, those people who are complaining the most are those who are following their dream. This is my dream job. I have really been dreaming about this business. Even if it is going down, I know. Anyway, it is possible to bring it back to the right shape. But there are so many things. If you are not able to consider all these matters, all these things that we are talking about, as far as financial management is concerned, you will see bringing down. Some of you do cows. You do cows, you do milk, and by day you do 60 liters. And if you are supposed to make a profit, that cow is supposed to give you 100 liters. You're milking only 60, and you're on the top of you're saying, okay, I'm doing well. Because there are so many things that are underlying that you have not seen. What is it that is lacking? That cow, they probably, have you engaged those guys, the professionals? Have you called somebody who is able to tell what this cow is supposed to produce? Have you checked the kind of feeds that you're giving this animal? What is it that is lacking? Why is it not producing as it is expected? In all these aspects, boils down to the same thing, financial management. So don't walk around with a pickup of milk and thinking that you are getting the best. No, you are actually operating under your potential. You are just keeping yourself busy. If you want to unleash and maximize your potential, this is the beginning point. Financial management.
Yeah, what advice are you give to the maize farmers in the North Rift? Because that is the only thing that they are doing in terms of
Actually, that's a very good question. The other day, we did a petition from Transoye about the seed farmers. Most of the farmers in North Rift are just engaging in farming. They just go and plant. They do not factor in all the things that they are doing. Now, when the pricing comes, they are selling below, so they are actually operating in the losses. But now the only problem is they cannot be able to track the cost of production. Somebody, because we are talking about guys who are doing 1,000 acres. 1,000 acres. And first of all, these are what we call seed farmers. Not just the maize that you think about. And even most of the Kenyans do not even understand what we mean seed farmers. And maybe some of us, there is what we call seed farmers and there is what we call commercial farmers. So seed farmers have been crying for a long time. And so when we get them as Indians, we captured everything that they had. And let me tell you, they gave us everything that they had because they are supplying Kenya seed. And Kenya seed are underpaying them. Kenyan seed are wasting them because the seed farm is not treated like any other maize farm. No, it is special. It is special. Because these are the seed farmers, and when they harvest, these are what now you and me are going to buy to come and plant the commercial maize. Are you see? So now they are not tracking this, and many of them are operating under those. And mentally, most of these was a way to whatever. They are just planting blindly. So we must be able to sit down and engage with the government and bring the proper position and say, we are taking losses. And because this is a business, But because they diversify, they do cows, they do maize, they do chicken, they do this and this, so they will collect their losses and put it together, and it appears like they are still well. And let me tell you, it will just be a matter of time before you hear a tycoon who was not for farming to be to have shifted and doing other things. Why? Because mathematics went wrong. Let me tell you, if you use a wrong formula, do not expect to get the right results, and that one you can take to the bank. Don't use a wrong formula to get the right results. It will never happen. Yeah? Yes.
How would you treat this?
Yes.
Is this financial management? If I deny myself, would clothes, food, is that financial management?
No. It is not. That is that is you are sacrificing what you would have had to fill up your losses. I mean, put it that way. Okay, it's a good thing. You may do that to increase your capital base, or to reduce the expenses. Or the impacts of the unnecessary whatever. But sometimes people go overboard. I found somebody who died, and this woman used to have only one dress. Only one dress. Old women just say you cannot help each other. Now, okay, akiletewa, you also find that atakaki akitewe, anataka atumie ile yake anajua. The only time na akikuta kwa mguu hakuna viatu, anatembea tu na miguu imekauka. So you think mama this shosho sio watu wake wakapata anachungu. Yaani watoto wake they do provide, but she doesn't want it. Anataka hiyo. Wacha sasa ifike time yake ya 5 million ipatikane kwa mzazi yake. Cash. Hakuna benki za hiyo. So those are traditional whatever. That is the mindset there. So now hata watoto wake hawajui, and you know what she used to do? Sile chicken za kienyeji, you don't need to go and buy whatever. Ugonjwa ikikuja, ile wale watakufa wakufe, she doesn't care. Wale watabaki atangangana nao. So hakuna hasara yake sana. Hii mayai yakiuza analeta hapo. Because she's being provided with everything, she doesn't have to use the money. Sasa baadaye anakufa, they realize, kumbe this show was a billionaire. But you don't need to go to that extent. You also need to look at this, even as you do your business. Okay? Now, when you do your proper mathematics, you are okay. Don't just eat into your business too much. You can at least use something. Use surplus. People always wanauza napo ile pesa ameripoti amepata kwa business is just the capital. Na anasema nimepata pesa. Ananyoa hiyo kidogo. So you continue reducing your base, capital base. At the end of the day, you take yourself. Nobody takes you out of business. You take yourself out of business. And there are people who are already on your marks. They are about to take themselves out of business. Why? Because of this aspect. Now, profitability. That is, the third factor is profitability. We are in business to make profit. I've just said that. We are in business to make. And if you are not making that profit, I say quit. Now, number 4, and the last one, is security. What do you mean security when you're talking about financial management? What do you mean security? Financial management seeks to ensure your funds are channeled towards safe and rewarding investments. When you are able to engage, look at this word first of all. We talked about management a lot today. Now, if you are talking about management, you're talking about structures and systems. Now, if you are talking about your financial management, then it has to have something to do with your money being channeled through some system, some direct that you cannot come on. I guess that is the best one. You cannot come on because you are doing planning, financial planning, financial management. So you cannot come on with your money. So it gives you security. You can go and say, I want to do rentals. Unfortunately, a friend of mine decided to venture into rentals. My rents. All this business is single issues now. But like I said, because of the little money I have, let me just go to Shago. to buy a big chunk of land instead of buying a plot in Kitengela kidogo. So nikinunua huko shamba kubwa in town, I can get a net or something and invest it in that. Build several houses, several of them. Ametumia a lot of millions to do that. The town is there, the houses are there. Lakini you know what happened? Clients here in the village, you know this is the village. Kaambiwa now, unajua hii nyumba hapa ni nzuri sana. Hii nataka ninakupatia 1,500 kila mwezi. Nyumba ya mawe hivi, how can you do that? No, I need 35,000. No. Wacha nitumie ile ya udongo. There are also alternative houses around there. Somebody anakuja na inaitwa ile ya kutisha ile ya kushamba miti. Portion. I don't need your mawe. Weka na mawe yako. Let me, because it was a wrong direction. It did not consider. If he had a plot in Kitengela, only 50 by 100, now I think the flats, it would have been giving money more than what he's getting right now. So it's about management, it's about looking into the future. It's not about what is happening right now. You have to engage and you have to be able to see beyond the nose. Many people in business do not see beyond the nose. They are just operating right here. They don't want to know about tomorrow. And they always say, tomorrow will take care of themselves. Wacha nikule ya leo profit. Kesho tomorrow itajipanga. You have a matatu? Leo mambo imekuwa baya, target imefika, at least umepata 5,000 yako. Kesho gari itakuwa kwa barabara. Ananyorosha hiyo yote. Anasema let me take one for the road. Let me tell you tomorrow, askari atasimama kule na driver hajaangalia insurance. You will have to dig into your pockets to pay your gari. At the end of the day, you are a slave to yourself and you think you are in business. That is why nowadays you walk around and around. When you see somebody, you know, I found somebody hapo na suti nzuri sana. Tumekutana kwa street tena, ameniona kwa street kama Kenyatta Street. Kenyatta Avenue. Mtu anataka kama na suti ile ya kale kawa. Yaani anajiongelesha na ajui anarusha mikono. These things inakufikisha mahali unajiongelesha. Haitaki. Sema matatu. Ujiambia kwanza imeangu. The other one another niko sawa nimenunua. Nimenunua nimetoaje hizi tutu. Nimenunua tutu tegela huko unapata pesa. Wewe endelea tu na nini yako. Kumwambia jitayarishe kujiongelesha. You have to scrutinize and you have to check what kind of business. What are the risk factors? How are you going to mitigate these factors? And how are you going to overcome this? How are you going, you know, those several things that you need to check. So the other day, I said, this is how to get it. I need your help. Say what? Where are you? Nataka unipeleke kidogo. Kunasikia. Nataka kusema na mwambie what are you saying? Kututu yako nini? Anasema kututu yangu. So anajaribu kufind a way kuniambia because I advise mapema. Wanasema nilikuwa na shida kidogo akangalisha kidogo hapo kwa mtaka. Nikamuuliza amelalisha kidogo ama ameanguka? Ulisema amelalisha kidogo. You don't try to look for a language to make it a bit not very bad. I don't know, tell me tuk imeanguka iko kwa mtaro. You know, and then we begin from there. Yes. Where is the rider? Agwapi? Atanimteja ametoroka. Mtu ameanza kujiongelea, nikamwambia I told you, jitayarisha kujiongelesha. Some of these businesses that we engage in, we need to make a proper understanding about how to invest our money. So right now, hiyo imeanguka, you need to do a quick sale, and you want 150,000. And the quick sale right now is supposed to be 80,000. At the end of the day, he has taken himself out of business and he has messed himself completely up.
There is no business that you are here.
There is no, but what about before you begin a business? Why don't you come up with all the risk factors and try to see how can you mitigate on this and this? This one is a scenario where this person is taking this one because the friend or her friend has taken one. And you do not know how they engage and how they organize themselves. So you do not do something just because somebody else has done. You engage yourself and you ask questions. Let me tell you something. Even in the Bible, there are 4 people who were lepers, and they had been thrown away out of the community in Samaria. And now, when they were thrown out of the community, there was also famine at that time. And they say, what are we going to do? We are just dying here. If we go back to Samaria, we shall still die. If we sit down here, we shall die. Whether famine will kill us, or even if famine will not kill us, we shall also die because of this leprosy. So then what do we do? The others look, engaging, asking questions. Let me tell you today, questions schedule seasons. If you can do something before questioning yourself, before interrogating yourself, and before interrogating whatever it is that you want to do, let me tell you, it will take you to a wrong place. So questions schedule seasons. And these guys ask themselves and say, why do we die here? Why don't we go there? Because in any case, even if the Syrians will kill us, the same day would still find us here. Or even if we go back, the same day is still, it is better we die trying than we die still down here. And that is when the events open up and miracles happen. So even in business, we ask ourselves questions. Just don't do something before you question. You interrogate. You interrogate. To get to understand the security of this. Do I have security in this matter? You tell me about, is there anybody who has done matter here? Can you get along to tomorrow, you go and get another matter?
And just go and become a number.
No, it is true. Now, if you are going to engage in a business that will change your life to something that you are not, forget about that. So he has a point. If you are to survive, you are going to be somebody to control and to receive the cash, or be the driver yourself. But even if you become the driver, they will still be behind. Yes. Utadhani unaendesha gari kumbe ujui watu wangapi walikuwa kwa gari. Alafu anakuleta sema wameenda. And you cannot even put, how can you can't.
There's also the Quail Fund. Quail.
Yes. The Quail Fund.
Wakianza ilikuwa mara moja ilikuwa 100.
Yes.
After 2 months ikakuja 30.
Yes.
After another month, 1 month 10.
Yes. So right now it is just like any other life. That story has been forgotten. Anyway, if you happen to have been one of the pioneers, at least you made your money, change business now. Look for something else. Forget about quails. Go for chicken. It's even better, cheaper to take care of.
And you are sure?
Yes, and I'm sure. Anyway, so you look at security, and we talk about the objective of this is one of it is security, and I just said that about a few minutes ago. Ensure that your funds are channeled towards safe and rewarding investments. Avoid committing your scarce financial resources to risky investments that may drain market growth and expansion. Wonderful. And now, let me talk about the importance of this. Why is it important for us to engage in financial management? Why is it important for you to sit down and plan your money, organize and see how are you going to invest? Who is it? Who are you going to bring on board? How are you going to meet all these costs? Why is that important? Number one, financial planning. It helps you to plan your money, to plan your finances. It opens your mind. It opens up your mind to get to know and to see more than what you thought you knew. You get in business and after a few days then you realize you didn't know anything. Now you're beginning to know. You become an expert. You're becoming an authority because now you're going through experience. So before you are used to experience, or you use yourself for an experience, or you take yourself for a ride, make sure you plan yourself. It helps you to plan your finances. Secondly, acquisition of funds. It also helps you to acquire the funding that you want. When you plan yourself, you know how to acquire these funds. You have something in place that you want to run, you want to do, and now how are you going to get the cash? You plan, you can acquire money, knowing that you have checked all the loopholes. You have seen all the loopholes and you are assured that this, I can make something out of it. So it helps you in acquisition of funds. And thirdly, proper use of funds leading to improvement of the operational efficiency of the organization. Proper use of funds. It also helps you to be disciplined. My brother was talking about you buy maybe, you change the way you do things, your clothes, etc. Maybe it could help. But is it a proper use of funds? Are you denying yourself to dress well because you're putting your money to a proper use? That's fine. But if you are putting, sometimes you also need to weigh and see, are you able to do this? Because sometimes also marketing aspect comes in. You're dressed that way and you're going to meet international business guys and they wonder, are you really happy to say this? Are we going to engage in business? What kind of a person is this? So dress code is what matters. You have to be presentable, but it has to be with wisdom. You don't just have to do it without planning and organizing yourself. Okay. Then financial decision. It also helps you to make a sound decision or informed financial decision in the business concern. You make proper and sound decision as far as your business is concerned because of financial management. So it is a very important aspect. It's a very important subject. And then improvement of profitability because of strong financial control devices such as budgetary controls, ratio analysis, and cost volume analysis. So it helps you to be able to improve on your profitability. You have these controls, checks, and all these budgets and what have you, so you can be able to tell, what you are getting. And it helps you to improvise rather to get a better margin as it regards profits. And then finally, it also promotes savings. It promotes savings. It promotes savings. So you are able to save more when you are informed about your money. You are informed about managing your finances. You have better information, faster information, and you at least you have checked every area. You have interrogated yourself. You know what you are expecting when you invest. There are people who can just, they see and they look at it and then finally they say, I'm investing in this. And then all of a sudden, they are just millionaires. Others are just inventing and innovating things, but they let things take their roles and they lose the innovation. So they innovate but they don't have financial management. You can imagine a boy who has developed a technology of MS. Right now it is international. You can send somebody from US can send you money from MS. It was a Kenyan idea. A Kenyan boy or whatever, youth, who was taken advantage of it. Why? Because he lacks management finances. He didn't know this is a game changer. And it was taken up by a corporation after giving him a few million shillings. A few million shillings.
How much was it paid?
I don't know whether it was even hard to tell me. Hard to tell me. And that was the dream come true for the poor. How do you think? So do you think 10 million can take you even for 1 year? It can't. I can assure you. Do you know who we are talking about? For you, at least you have grown to some level. We are talking about a boy who just happens to come and from nowhere, amepata 10 million. First of all, ile gari anataka ni gani? Range Rover Sport. That's number one, okay? Range Rover ni ngapi? 4 million, 5 million. And then anataka kuishi Lavington. Rent ni ngapi? 250,000 per month, okay? And then anataka ajaye kanyaga akisikia kidogo ajaye kanyaga Dubai. So anaenda trip Dubai for 1 month. You tell me why is that happening? Now, it is different because if you at least understand some basic business, whatever, it's better. But now, somebody, a boy would just come from university, and get that. What's the opportunity? The other day, sport person, and I'm glad I was even taken out a little bit. But I'm saying it's like they're almost coming back again. So a boy got how many millions? He became a millionaire
Overnight.
overnight. And it was really wasting our young people because now they were investing in that. There is one of those who got that in our home. Do you know he got about 200 million and he went and equipped the house for betting purposes. The same money he got is busy using again to bet, to get other. But by the time the money is finishing, he realized that betting has a nation. So some of these things forget. It is go back to the basics. Do the business. But manage your finances and go forward.
And there are those who have profit.
Now, one of the young man was in which place is that in Korogocho, where the one who got 230 people. After that, he just went to show the what do you go? Yeah. And then say, I have never driven this car before. Do you know what car it was that? For the Range Rover, actually, as I say, he got the Range Rover and he said, I have never driven this. And he was told 7 million. And he paid cash. 7 million. Mpaka wale wamemuzia wakaona wamegonga wakamwambia we are giving you plus value. We are giving you this one plus now give to value. So the boy is driving 2 cars. And the other one is saying, I didn't even buy, I was given because I bought one. And he bought that one, he bought in a double price. So he doesn't know, he paid for the 2, and the other, the guys remained with bonus. And then after that, he took the entire family, about 22 people, to Dubai for 1 month. And this is real. It happened. He took them to Dubai. You can even Google it. From Dubai, he came, but now by the time he was coming, where's I think he went to back around 50 people. But the boy is nowhere. Nobody knows now because money ilikuja ikaisha, ikasika amepotea kaenda Tanzania. And nobody has ever heard about him again. I'm telling you, my dear friends, this is vital. This is vital. If somebody would have sat that boy down and give him a proper financial advice, investment advice, would be a millionaire right now. Yeah, that's not the problem. That's not the problem. But now, I want to give us, as I finish, only 3 important elements and tools. And these are general, not necessarily financial, but generally in your life. As a person, either a businessman, a career person, a mother, a father, anything that you're doing, take this a bit general now. One, there is an element called strategic thinking. So you talk about business, or even business, you need to engage in strategic thinking before you begin a business. Okay? You need to do proper background check before you engage in anything, not only business. So strategic thinking is an ability to plan for the future. Strategic thinking is an ability to plan for the future. Strategic thinking. Even the board here, the management, you guys, you need to be engaging in strategy. You just don't sit down and think strategically in a way that your employees to mention in your thinking. Because strategic thinking, as I say, is the ability to plan for the future. Ability to plan for the future. Somebody goes to career, alafu ile time ana karibu ku retire, ndio anakumbuka kumbe nimeenda. And then anafanya some crash program, tafadhali naomba mniongezee kidogo nipe 6 months ndio nijipange. You cannot. Some people's toes here. But I'm talking about strategic thinking. You begin to employ right now. Ability to plan for the future. You cannot, let me tell you, if they say, if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. Period. If you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. and you can take them to the bank. Yeah? So it is the capacity to prepare strategies and conjure ideas that will both cope with changing environments and consider the various challenges that lie ahead. It is the capacity to prepare strategies. Strategic thinking is the capacity to prepare strategies and conjure ideas. That will both cope with changing environments. Don't worry about this, I'm going to send you these notes, okay? Or you can as well, whatever you write, 75% of it you'll remember. But if you don't write 75, you will only remember 25%. So it's good for you to jot down, but at the end of the day, I will still send this to you. So it's the capacity to prepare strategies and control ideas that will both cope with changing environments, and consider the various challenges that lie ahead. And I think that resonates very well right now during this time of the pandemic, the changing environments. If you ever had a business and you never wanted to go in Facebook, you never wanted social media, you are an only and now character, you do not want anybody to tell you that you go to Facebook, you don't want to see stuff in Facebook, let me tell you, we're looking down. People are doing business over Facebook right now. I mean, through Facebook and all the online platforms. Why? Because of pandemic. So things are changing. Things are changing, and it is global. Things are changing. So we need to be able to adapt. If you are not able to employ this, if you are rigid to engage yourself in strategic thinking, I'm afraid you will remain, I don't know. So we are going to do that and make sure that we are also able to adapt to the changing environment. And not only to adapt, we also need to thrive in the changing environment. What's the we cannot?
Do you see sometimes the changing environment may not be favorable?
Yeah, many times.
These old men are now they start doing the dance.
Yes. No, it's okay. You know what? In fact, when we talk about change is inevitable. Whether it favors you or it does not, you need to get a strategy to ensure that you get yourself favored. It is never expect for an environment to change to your favor. It will not. So you will always have to find yourself to fit in. Don't have to be pushed to fit in. You have to fit yourself into the system. And to do that, you have to engage your mind and you have to interrogate yourself. And a lot of factors that are there. How can you be able to thrive in this? You know? Let me tell you. And by so doing, you need to be somebody who is able to follow instructions. People, the only problem is that they don't follow instructions. Instructions, people do not want to follow. Let me tell you today. Even here, you're listening to me over this. Most of you don't want to follow instructions. When you're given instructions, it's like your people, man. You know, we always process information differently. You get instructions and it's like, hey, this guy says commanding me to help me this. I don't want to do this. You should not tell me what to do. We have to be people who are able to follow it. Listen. Listen to what people are saying. Listen to what your friends are telling you. Listen and don't rubbish. Even if you don't like me, just listen to what I'm saying. The only problem is that you capitalize on, I don't know if this is what I mean, want to pull in a bigger corner. Maybe he had something that he could tell you that would have helped. And I'll never forget this story about a young man who said, I want to cross the desert and I want to cross over to make sure that I get to Nam. Probably I think it was Nam desert. So the guy amechukua chakula, akachukua maji. I don't know how he did that. So at least because he could be dehydrated along the way. So on the way, siku ya kwanza amekunywa maji karibu imeisha. Ya pili ya tatu, imeisha na chakula imeisha. Everything is gone. So jamaa anaenda mpaka sasa huku imeisha. Ameenda 7 days without water and without food. You can imagine, a man can survive for only 7 days without food and water, but he will die like that. So before the guy died, he had to say the last prayer. And he told God, receive my spirit very quickly, I'm coming home. And then, before kusema amen, akaona, naona maji hapa chini, chupa ndogo tu ya maji. Kakimbia akashika chupa, a pot like this. And then, kuna maji 3/4. But then maji is not even of importance at that point. Akaona a note ambayo imeandikwa hapo kwa maji. This note is instruction. Na ameambiwa traveler, dear traveler, as you walk through this path, when you find this body of water, do not drink this water. That is instruction. And somebody is thirsty, needs water, you know, he's about to die. And then akaambiwa, just by the side where you got the water, under the sun, there is a pump of water. Open it up, pour this water inside, and then pump the pipe. You get water, and you fill your whatever, and then you proceed and make sure the body has the 3/4 of water as you found it for the next traveler will be passing by. So now the guy was in a crisis of faith because he's like, can I take it? Can I take it? Let me pour. You know, and then he said, even if I take this, it will not even help me anything. Why are you here? And the only thing you can do at that point is kumwaga hiyo maji. By the time inaisha, you realize, oh, kumbe I was in the desert. Where do I get now the water? Practically. Hey. So the guy began to find the pipe. And you know the sound that came? Friction. Which is a sign that there is nothing like water there. The second time, he's frustrated now. Why did I get that? Why did I? You know, the third one. The fourth one, do you know the sound that came out? The pipe just cooperated and there was a sound that came like sip. Then he realized there is something there. He pumped it twice at that time, water came out. Took it, of course, parted, did whatever he needed to do. Akachota kwa zile vitungi zake. That is the only thing that made him to cross over the desert successfully and was able to emerge as a victorious person. Why? Because he took instructions very seriously. Many times we don't take instructions. And even our children, and this is something that we need to do, by the way. We need to make sure that we teach our children to follow instructions. So if you follow instructions, there are instructions everywhere. There are instructions everywhere. So follow those instructions and you will cross the desert. Some of you probably think you are in the desert. The only thing that I encourage you to do is to read. Don't take that water. Read the instruction from there. Are we together? So strategic thinking is an ability to envisage new solutions to old problems. Is the ability to envisage new solutions to old problems. But then you know we are struggling with old problems. Okay, let me ask this question. Is there anybody who has a problem right now among us? Just raise your hand.
A problem.
Any problem? Oh, there are those who, even me, I have a problem. Oh, but I thought there are those who are saying I don't have a problem. Even if you don't have this, there is another problem that is there somewhere else. Oh, she didn't raise her hand. She doesn't have a problem.
I have Jesus.
I tell you, I love that Jesus so much.
Yes.
But there are still issues. Even Jesus himself had problems.
That's why I'm saying.
Yes.
He says a very good instruction.
Yes.
Give me all your burdens and you get rest.
Yes.
Yes. That's what I'm borrowing the instruction.
No.
So
You're taking it out of context.
he knew the burdens were there. He knew the burdens were there.
Let me tell you today. You are okay. As long as the faith is concerned, that is okay. But let me tell you today, you are not just that way. You are got your brothers. Your mother may not you out, your father may not you out, your brothers may not be the same level that you are in. There is a problem somewhere. And Jesus, let me tell you, the grace is sufficient. But this is what I'm saying. All of us have got problems. And let me tell you today, I don't know whether this is philosophical, but problem is not a problem. You can be a problem to your problem. That problem is not a problem. And that is now where you invoke Jesus. That may not even necessarily be a problem. You yourself can be a problem even with a problem. Meaning, you can provide solution. You are a solution provider. And it depends on how you perceive that problem. How do you want to sort the problem out? How do you want to handle and address that problem? And that's why I'm saying problem is not a problem. You can be a problem in that problem yourself. So therefore, envisage new solutions to all problems and to constantly reinvent your point of view in a way that is unique and benefits the purpose of your organization. That is strategic thinking. And I'm done with that. The second element that I want to give you today is being an initiative taker. And I'm finishing. Initiative taker. What do I want to work? Somebody who takes initiative. Take initiative to repackage, reorganize, rebuild, and rebrand yourself so that you maintain relevance in the marketplace. Don't be just the old you that you knew. Be always advanced with everything that is advanced. Repackage yourself every day. Think about what can I do? I want to redefine my vision. What is driving me? What do I need to do to be on that other level? I am tired sitting here. I want to go forward there. How do I pursue this? You develop yourself and equip yourself with all this information. And the best way to do that is to ensure that you are reading. You read a lot of things. You get a lot of ideas. Just engage in some of these books. Read, and your mind is going to be, very active. And by the time you are 8 years, they will be rating you at 60. Because, the way your initiative that you took. And now, last but not least, is being visionary. Being visionary. Being visionary means you have a vision. And visions are developed. Even if it is in business, you should have a vision. Why are you in that business? Why are you doing cows instead of doing chicken? There must be a vision. Why are you in properties instead of being in export business? Why are you in career instead of being in business? And why are you in career and not in business? Why should you not do both of them? Vision informs what you are supposed to do. The other one was initiative. Take it. Then this one is vision. Vision is what will take you to your destination. Some of you right now, you are not yet in your destination. But I want to warn you because sometimes you can alight in a matatu before you get to destination. So if you are going to town and you alight at Cabanas, you are not yet in town. You are just at a stopover point. So some of the people are getting tired and they are jumping out of their whatever in the stopover point. It is because of lack of that vision. Vision will take you to the right position, your very destination. That is vision. So you need to engage yourself. You need to ask yourself questions. You need to know, where do I want to be? How am I going to arrive at point B from point A? How am I going to get all this? And at the same time, you need to encourage yourself. You need to talk to yourself. Here, listen to yourself before you listen to others. There is a saying called, an old man called John Mould of Sydney. And it is said of this old man that in his old age, he had a receptive mind for new horizons when others were reluctant to let things take their own course. And even right now, we're just there. You go and listen, ask somebody, how are you? Our philosophy imebadilika. Tunang'ang'ana. The way you open up and the way you speak, it happens, just that way. Unang'ang'ana, yet you are employed, somebody anang'ang'ana kweli. Na hata wewe unang'ang'ana kwa kazi. Ati tunasukuma. What are you pushing? Do you think something you are pushing right? Let me show you. Am I not pushing this one?
You are pushing.
So where am I going?
No.
And we are just invoking the same thing. We are pushing. Let me tell you today, I'm challenging us right now. It's that we say, John Mould of Sydney, at his old age, if he was able to have a receptive mind for new horizons, when others were reluctant to let things take their own course, do not allow things to take their own course in your life. Be at the center stage and be, steer your life. Of course, you cannot do that without Jesus. By the grace of God, just organize yourself. Have that, that mind, receptive mind for new horizons. Think always new ideas, new things that you can be able to do. At the end of the day, everything else is going to be okay. So at that point, I want to really thank you for listening to me over that. And because time is gone, I'm just spending 10 minutes. Let me spend 10 minutes, and I'm not going to write anything right now because time is gone. So can you give me about 10 minutes?
Yes.
Now, I'm now switching to customer relations. And this is very important, even especially for the staff that are always handling us there. This is very important. Now, it is saying, what the mind of a man can conceive, he can achieve. I'm reading this. What the mind of a man conceive, he can achieve. If you cannot conceive any idea in your mind, forget it, you cannot get it. But if you can be able to conceive, and conceiving there must be action, you must engage yourself in some thinking and some, interrogation and all that. And it shall come to pass. And now somebody else say, to help with circumstances, I create circumstances. To help with circumstances, I create circumstances. I want to be the one to create circumstances. I don't want to be a victim of circumstances. Many times we become victims of circumstances. But now somebody is challenging us here. This is just a quote and says, to help with these circumstances, I want to create circumstances. May God help us that we will be creators of our own circumstances, that we will be able to change how things are in our lives, that we shall not be situational men and women, that we shall be people who are going to be intentional about anything and everything that we're going to be doing. And we shall be setting a wonderful base even for our families and for our children. Now, the last one from Napoleon said in his book that in the Magic Line to Success, he says that the main purpose of the law of success philosophy, is to stimulate the imaginative faculties of the brain so they will readily create new and usable ideas for any emergency in life. I think I'm going to add some of these quotes in that document and I will be able to send to all of you so that you can challenge you. These are some of the things I love reading, and it stimulates your brain, you think along those lines and you challenge yourself, and I can also be able to make it. Those, like Napoleon, who was a failure until he became a successful person who is respected all over the world and left a wonderful legacy, you can also be able to do that. A lot of people. So I was just transiting now to these other final subjects: customer relations. Customer relations. And now, when we are talking about customer relations, we are not talking about customer service. Please understand this. We are not talking about customer service. We are talking about customer relation. So customer relation is different from customer service. Customer relations. This is not customer service. Customer relations are the relationships that a business has with its customers and the way in which it treats them. So it's about relationship. Customer relations is about relationships. It's about relationship between the customers and the business organization. So it is not customer service. So it is a relationship between business, organization, and the customers. You get to a place, and an officer has been employed in a particular organization to handle customers, and the attitude is horrible. You cannot come with your attitude, you cannot transfer issues from your home and the conflicts that you have between your wife, and you bring them to work. You will be messing customer relation, because that is about relationship. Now, good customer relations require courtesy. This is what is required so that we can have good customer relations. We need courtesy. We need courtesy, professionalism, and effective response. And effective response. If you have a business, please take this very seriously. If in your office or in your business, if there is no courtesy, if there is no professionalism, and if there is no effective response, effective and positive response, then you are targeting yourself, you're wasting your business space. Because this is a very vital element. And as I began, it is not customer service. So what is the difference between customer relations and customer service? Customer service is that experience, the direct experience that customer has immediately he walks in to your place. That experience, the way he's attended and the way he's served. That's customer service. It is that experience. But customer relations is about relationship. It is a long-term thing. It is a relationship. Talk about husband and wife, that is a relationship. So that is the thing. This one here is just a temporary time of experience. Customer service. You just experience, you go to someone and say, hey, there's customer service of this house. It's horrible. I'm not going to go back there again. But therefore, there is courtesy, there is professionalism, and there is effective response. These are guys, there is a day, I ordered a product from the United States, and I got the product. After a few days, I'm seeing an international call coming. And it was towards evening hours. So these guys were really tracking and looking at the time to ensure that the amount of copies and this I can be able to answer a call. And they called me. How are you? I said, I'm well, I'm fine. Oh, we are talking to this blah blah blah, told me my name. I said, yes. We are so and so, we are this company. We just sent you an order of the product of what you ordered a product from us and we just delivered to you. We were just calling to find out how you're doing. My friend, I tell you, I just woke up just to listen to that kind of, I said, my friend, that's wonderful. It really helped me, I'm happy about it. Oh, we are so happy. Would you still want to do another business with us again? Be free to do that. And we are also having variety of this and that. And we wish you well. After a few days, coming to Christmas, Patrick, we wish you the best with your family. Until I was like, wow, these guys are interesting. So we are talking about customer relations. And that is not customer service. Sometimes you go to somebody and say, oh, I went to customer service. Actually, we have confused customer service and customer relations. So what you guys are doing here, enhance customer relations, not customer service. And I'm not saying we go away with customer service. I'm just making it a clarification here. Customer relations is about relationship. It is a long-term thing. And it requires courtesy, it requires professionalism, it requires positive and effective and response, quick response and all that kind of thing. Let those guys feel a part of it. It is a relationship that is, and so right now, like example, we are a family. So the need for enhancing customer relations is because we are a family. We are in a relationship. So if you see many people quitting, it's because you have failed in this. You have failed in customer relations. So if you don't want to fail, you have got to make sure that you embrace this customer relations. So what is the purpose of these customer relations? It helps business build a relationship with their customers that in turn creates loyalty and customer retention. Since customer loyalty and revenue are both qualities that affect a company's revenue, you want to retain your customers. And the best way to do that is to employ customer relations. Actually, it is called customer CRM, customer relationship management. If you want to retain, many times it's very hard to retain customers. Sometimes we just get customers because they are desperate and there is nothing else, they can go nowhere else. but we want to enhance and make sure that we give them the best. Okay? So I want to have already have given us the difference between customer service and customer relations. And now I want to give us the importance. Why is it important for us to have the CRM, customer relations management? It is important because it improves ability to choose profitable customers. You can be able to tell the customers. If I ask you right now, those staff who sit in, you sit in Sako, right? Let me tell you, she understands all the characters that are coming there. So customer relations will be able to have you identify and be able to know the customers and the characters and the behaviors. So you are able to know and improve, the ability to choose profitable customers. There are those who are just always there. From the beginning, that's what you are saying. I wish this guy would just go, why is it why not go quickly now? That's what just because of that. So what helps you to be able to arrive at that point is when you have a very good customer relations. And number 2 is integrate offers to customers through channels. That is the importance. Integrate offers to customers through channels. So you get channels. Whenever you're doing this, you get customers, and after that, you're also going to get referrals and all those kind of things. So you build yourself up, you use that platform, and the customers that you have will also help you to get other customers, and you move on. Thirdly, improve efficiency and effectiveness of sales. It improves efficiency and effectiveness of sales. Personalize marketing messages. It helps you to personalize marketing messages. Personalize. Because now, this is somebody you are in a relationship. So give to me a message, I feel it's just my brothers just send me a message. See, wale watu wasumbufu waikisema wanatumia message. Because there is that customer relationship. There is that relationship that is there. So it helps you to have to personalize marketing messages. Then, customize products and services for customers. You are able to know what they really want. They come and tell you, actually, I was just passing by, nikasema nipitie nikusalimie, lakini kando na kusalimia, mimi nilikuwa na idea, nafikiria mimi sikuambi na TV kwa nyumba na pesa yangu ni kidogo. Hata nikuwe introduce kitu kama labda kama mtu anataka hiyo, mnampea tu alafu mnakata mshahara kwa hiyo. Giving you an idea. It is because of efficiency. So customer relation is key. And it helps you to customize products and services for the same customers. So customization of your products and services to them is heavily dependent on your relationship with your customers. And last but not least, it improves pricing policy. When you are talking with a friend, I'm not going to begin to negotiate because he is my friend. We have a relationship, as a member of the circle. Ama nipande nani kwa matatu? Yes, my brother there. Nipande nikapata ni ile ya my brother. I will not fail to pay fair, otherwise I lipa more kidogo because of the relationship. It comes from where? Hata kama unajiongelesha mambo mengine, at least itakuwa nimefanya nini? Nimefanya part yangu because of that relationship. So we build and make sure that we capitalize. If we are having 4,000 members, we have a wonderful relationship. And you can be able to utilize that and make sure that we take ourselves to the next level. I'm sure people are so tired right now, and I want to end. And as I end, maybe I can also end with a story. As I told you, I'm a storyteller. Are you tired? Can I stop the story? Okay. Now, this is actually about motives. It's about motives. They say motives are hard to understand and very easy to misunderstand. It is very easy for you to misunderstand a motive, somebody's motive. It is very easy. So motives are hard to understand and very easy to misunderstand. So now there is this lady. She She just got herself a fix, and she was very happy about it. Very, very happy. And she's driving, and mmefungua dirisha, anapigia on everybody, at least ionekane kweli fulani amenunua. You know that joy that comes when you are driving for the first time. Everybody, hey, habari zenu, na kile ukitembea mguu wasalamiani. So the girl is driving, and then wacha aingie sasa Mombasa Road. Mombasa Road jam imeshika, and the girl is going to the office, and she's so excited. And then she's just, anafanya makeup kwa jam, anataka advantage, anatoa kioo hapo kwa gari, makeup kidogo, and then jam inasonga. And then at some point she realized, why is this guy coming so close to me? There is a very heavy truck, heavy lorry, papa to papa, almost, looking at him and all. And this guy is so uncomfortable. And I said, why is this guy following me like this? So uncomfortable like this. Akichange lane ndio jamaa. Akibadilisha ingine ndio jamaa. Na nikihivi jamaa amefungua dirisha na amevaa vest ile anakaa kama bouncer. And the guy was horrified. And she's like, what is this guy doing? What? Ananifuata. Akaona sasa gas station, petrol station. Sema waje niingie tu hapo, huyu jamaa aniondoke. So kuingia petrol station jamaa kwa nyuma. So now the guy is like, is this following me again? Akachomoka, akakimbia kwa ofisi. Ameacha gari nyuma. And the guy who appears like a bouncer comes down. Na akasema, my dear sister, you misunderstood my motive. Somewhere along the way, when you were excited doing putting on your makeup, a would-be rapist or attack opened the boot of your car without you noticing, and I did not want to give you space because I wanted to save you. Motives are hard to understand and very easy to understand. So what I'm saying is, wherever you are, make sure you have the right motive and do not misunderstand somebody else's motives. Develop the right motives and listen when people are telling you. Do not misunderstand their motives. Do not, look down upon other people. Just be yourself and make sure that you're following your name. Thank you so much for listening to me. I hope this is going to be helpful to you, and I hope I was able to minister to every one of us in whatever it is that we have discussed. Thank you so much. I'm also looking forward to coming again and sharing with us. So thank you for inviting me and for giving me this wonderful opportunity to be able to share together. I think this is wonderful. I love you all, and God bless you. Thank you so much.